Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
It's another family episode, just the three of us. We're talking about the one, the only, the Road Warrior, Mad Max 2. That's it's a little weird, the title, because it's like...
I think in America, it was actually only the Road Warrior.
Yes, but that was confusing to call it Mad Max 2 because nobody would have known what Mad Max 1 was.
And this is kind of a... this came out in 81. We're in 82 podcast,
right?
But it didn't get released in America till like May
of
1982. So
that's
we're not breaking any rules.
Yeah, I have here May 21st, 1982 is its U.S. release, and I just have 1981 in Australia. Directed by George Miller, rated R, 1 hour, 36 minutes.
Yeah, it was a very quick movie. It felt quick.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the end was happening. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
we're here already. All right,
you
okay.
Get right there, yeah.
Because nothing happens for like 20 minutes, and then it's the end. That's fine. What do you think about that, Brian? How you doing over there?
Well, now that we're talking about it, I just
We're here. We're talking about it.
thinking about that the warrior woman
The warrior woman.
and her untimely demise.
Yeah, none of those people got out of there in good shape, except for obviously Max and the little kid.
So we'll do our IMDb description.
Oh yeah, maybe we should, what are we talking about? Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior?
Yeah. In the post-apocalyptic Australian wasteland, a cynical drifter agrees to help a small gasoline-rich community escape a horde of bandits. That was the IMDb description. The HBO Max description was loner lawman Mad Max fights barbarian bikers for gasoline in the wasteland of the future.
I like the HBO one better.
Too.
Yeah.
It gives it a little more
oomph.
In a wasteland of the future.
So that's our description right there. Your main star in this, Mel Gibson.
The cast on this, we cannot.
Yeah, we're not going to dive too much into this cast. Mel Gibson, how old do you think he was in this movie?
So this is 81 in Australia. In Australia age. So what's that in dog years?
Yeah, I think if you count the boomerang.
He was 40 years ago, 41. He was 29.
I'm going to go young. I'm going to say like 25.
Oh,
he was 26.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Right. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, Katie was like, "Oh, that's Mel Gibson when he was good looking."
Oh man, Mel Gibson, man. I was a huge fan of him, man. All the Mad Max movies, all the Lethal Weapon movies. He was one of those guys that I was like,
they make 4 of those, right?
4 of them. Yeah. Even the terrible last one with Chris Rock and stuff like that. I loved it. Saw it in the theater, and I really liked him. And then he became like a ridiculous whatever he became. Maniac.
Man, he
an
went
anti-Semitic, like wife beating maniac.
He's made somewhat of a resurgence, I guess, but not fully.
The only thing I've seen him in like the last 15, 20 years, he was in shit. I don't even, there's a movie with
I know who
Will Ferrell and
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, they're and then their fathers are in the sequel.
Something about he divorced the dad. Something.
Yeah,
he's divorced.
Yeah. It's not Daddy Daycare, but
married.
It's like
Will Ferrell's married to Mark Wahlberg. Used to be the husband, but
okay, right, yeah. And then the sequel,
I think it's
Mel
John
Gibson's
Lithgow
one of their
Gibson
dads, and I saw that, and I was like, hey, look, Mel Gibson.
Was John Lithgow the other dad? Was that Will Ferrell's dad?
That's even been a while. That's probably been at least 5 years ago. But
what's that show called?
My Two Dads?
Other Daddy?
I'm looking it up.
My Two Dads.
Brian looking things up. This should only take 10 minutes.
Are you asking there, Jeeves?
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home 2 it is.
What a fucking terrible name for a movie.
That does not sound like
Daddy's
a good
Home.
name for a movie, no. That sounds like one of
the funny thing about it is I don't think I ever saw the first one, but I did see the second one.
Porns.
Oh my God. Yeah, it does.
Going back to like speaking to just that joke right there, like some of the jokes that him and his daughter had on that clip.
That was great.
So who was the other dad in there?
It was
it John Lithgow? Okay,
yeah.
I can't remember if that was it or not. Yeah,
But that's really it for Mel Gibson since like his meltdown. I mean, he was the he directed Passion of the Christ.
He's in a recent
directed
Christmas movie where he plays like a bad Santa character.
Oh, really?
Do you want me to read you all the movies since he did Daddy's Home 2?
Yeah, what year was Daddy's Home 2?
Like, where did he go crazy?
2007.
Where's the big break in his career? You can probably say it.
Well, I mean, he's been pretty consistent. I would say maybe 2015. He's missing a movie there.
No, but it was earlier.
2005 to 2010.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's the blackballing of Mel Gibson.
But here, tell me if you've heard of any of these movies. Dragged Across Concrete.
Sounds like a Jason movie.
The Professor and the Madman.
That
sounds like your movie.
Boss Level. Force of Nature. This is the one I've heard of. Fat Man.
Is that the Christmas one?
That's a Christmas one.
That's supposed to be good.
I haven't even heard of that one.
Dangerous, Last Looks, Panama, Agent Game, and Father Stew.
Yeah, I guess things aren't going so well for Mel Gibson right now.
That's a lot of movies.
But he is working, so
I
mean, it could be worse.
It's
but
true.
yeah, man, 1980s, early 90s Mel Gibson, man, loved him. He was like one of those guys. Like I remember he was rumored to be Batman at one point. I'm like, oh yeah, Mel Gibson's Batman. Sure, no problem. I see that.
Attack Force. Was it Attack Force Z or
what's that?
His first movie, that war movie.
Oh, I don't know. The first time I knew about him was this movie, actually, Road Warrior, because I didn't see Mad Max in the theater, but I saw Road Warrior in the theater.
Attack Force Z. That's what I remember. That's was one of those HBO movies that we just watched.
It was on all the time.
And over and over. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, besides Mel Gibson in this movie, the cast is light.
Yeah, I have Vernon Wells. He plays Wes.
Okay, Wes. He was the most well known besides Mel Gibson. For
he was also famous for playing Lord General in Weird Science.
Yes,
and he basically
looking basically the same,
almost the same. He has a mohawk and like the face paint and everything like that. He was how old do you think he was in this movie?
Well, I want to say maybe I'm going to say he's about the same age then, maybe 26 or 7.
Yeah, I would say that. I'd say 25.
Jacked up though, man.
He was 36.
Oh wow, good for him.
He was also the assless chaps.
Yes, I was like, when he drove away with the assless chaps, I'm like, that is a bad, not look, but in the apocalyptic wasteland, you don't want your asshole exposed like that. You want to be covered up as much as possible. All the dirt and dust and sand getting up your crack and stuff.
Remember who was sitting behind him.
He was blocking him most of the time.
I didn't get his name. I should have got his name.
He was nobody.
I think it was something boy.
Oh.
I think it was something like that.
They didn't do a good job with the credits of the names of people. It was Feral Boy. It was Gyro Guy.
Feral Boy.
Warrior Woman.
Feral Boy didn't have many lines.
Captain's Girl.
Captain's Girl. She was the blonde one, right? Yeah. But Wes also was in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Commando. He was Bennett when Arnold throws the pipe through him and says, "Let off some steam, Bennett." He was the main bad guy. Commando's also the one where
Warrior
where he
Woman
dropped the guy down the ravine and stuff like that. That's one of Arnold's great
Captain's Girl.
movies.
That's the one you liked, right?
Yeah.
Captain's Girl.
But
I never saw that movie.
Commando. Oh, that's oh shit.
I think we get that in the future episode.
Who's the boss girl?
Judith Light.
Alyssa Milano. Alyssa Milano. She's in that. She's Arnold.
Yeah, it's 1985. Ray Don Chong.
Ray Don Chong, right? Yeah,
I love Ray Don Chong.
But
Dan Hedaya.
This movie, it was besides the fact that they didn't waste time naming any characters, there's like 7 lines of dialogue. They didn't. The script must have been 3 pages long.
We're talking the Road Warrior again?
Oh, isn't that what we're here?
I can't remember if you went back to that. I'm sorry. I was looking up Commando real quick. Sorry.
Oh, Commando. Sorry. Yeah, I was talking about Commando.
Because I wanted to mention that. I do have some information on that. The script. There was Mel Gibson only had 16 lines of dialogue.
Definitely he only had 16.
And 2 of those lines were, I only came for the gasoline. So...
I think we called it petrol over there. I was surprised when he said gasoline. I was like, isn't it petrol? It's a British colony over in Australia there.
Right, yeah. And Mel Gibson was not in the original trailers because...
Oh, they're going to say not in the original
movie. They didn't have him in the trailers because they figured he wasn't going to be the draw. The draw was going to be the car chases and the action in the film.
Interesting.
Because Mel Gibson was nobody in the U.S. at the time.
So did Mad Max not come out in America, like in a theater? Was that not the original Mad Max?
I believe it did not. Yeah,
I don't believe I ever
right?
saw it.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the theater for sure. I saw it after I saw The Road Warrior. So I remember when Mad Max came out, and I watched that like probably, I'm going to say years later, and I was like, oh, this is like that guy.
You're like, is this a prequel?
I might have even seen Mad Max after I saw Beyond Thunderdome, which I saw in the theater also.
Which you only saw
Turner.
for Tina Turner.
Oh, she was hot back in the.
I did see that
time,
in the
She's
theater,
got legs.
Yeah.
Man.
Um,
They're in short.
and pipes.
But yeah, this movie had no dialogue. They didn't waste time giving people's names to anything.
No background story.
No background.
You're
But
in a wasteland.
But there was a 5-minute previously on. Here's all the wars that have happened and everybody that died.
Narrator. Yeah, the little narrator.
It's kind of fun.
And then they showed his wife and kid getting murdered.
Well, they got murdered in the first movie. They did.
Yeah. Sort of like
in the original
sort of like when
Mad
we
Max.
watched Conan.
Yeah.
In the original
Conan? Am I saying? I always feel like I say it wrong. Conan.
I say Conan. I don't know if that's right or not.
I think
Conan.
it's Conan.
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
And it's Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan.
And Conan.
Conan.
Conan the Barbarian.
Stop. Are they both pronounced the same way or not?
Conan.
They're the same word.
But no,
they're pronounced different.
Well, I said, are they fucking pronounced the same way or not? And you said they're the same word. Pronounce them both.
Conan.
I don't like it, man.
Now associate one to each one.
Conan is Conan O'Brien and Conan the Barbarian, but I don't like it. They're both Conan.
So I always feel like I say the wrong way each time, yeah.
It probably is Conan the Barbarian, but
the guy who wrote it has been dead for 50 years, so no one knows. Maybe longer than that.
Wait, that movie came out when? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, the guy that wrote the books, the original books. Sorry. Yeah. So anyway, where were we?
Mel Gibson, anti-Semite, I believe is where we left off.
I don't think I want to discuss
I have
that.
The type of car that he drove.
Was it a Dodge Charger or something like that? It certainly looked like one.
It was only made in between 1973 and 75 in Australia.
Well, it looked like a Dodge Charger.
It was a Ford Falcon XB GT.
Wow.
If we had Anthony on the podcast right now, he'd say, oh, yeah, that one. He knows cars.
Anthony, shout out to you. Get at us. Let us know what you think about that car.
It was a sweet car.
It was.
Man, that was a nice car. And I was really kind of disappointed in the first scene where he rolls up on the Wes and they're I guess where he found the 18-wheeler, where he found the cab that he was going to steal later on, and he just smashes his car into the other guy. I was like, why are you fucking up your car, man? It's in really good shape for a post-apocalyptic nightmare, and you're smashing your car just like that?
That's what you want to take care of that thing. Did you have a favorite moment, do you think? I had one. I liked in the beginning, it was like Max's dog.
The dog, man.
When he held the string on the trigger.
Also, named Dog, by the way. Named Dog.
I know the dog has a sad ending.
Yeah, well, but most people in this movie do.
He gives his life.
That was great when he's and when Gyro Man, also named Gyro Man or Copter Man or whatever he is.
Yeah, Gyro Copter.
So when he's sitting in the seat and the dog's got the trigger in his mouth with the bone.
That's my favorite part.
And the rabbit goes running by and he looks like, huh?
And he's like, you just sweat. That's my.
I wouldn't have relaxed. I would have still been nervous.
I would have shit my pants.
I'm pretty sure my favorite part in this movie is when Humongous makes his proclamation and Feral Boy comes out and throws his boomerang and kills the bleach blonde Sting looking guy. And
that was a pretty.
That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. It's really cool.
Do you have one?
Well, I guess the one that sticks out the most is when Warrior Woman gets shot up and she's laying on the thing. And then the other guy goes to help her, and he ends up,
just
the guy
yanked
him, and they yank him down, and both of them get run over by everybody. And it was just like, whoa! I thought maybe she could have survived that if she didn't get yanked off and thrown between cars.
Their plan was really dumb, and having barbed wire on the side of their truck only prevented their bodies
from like it hurt
falling off.
More, right? Yeah.
It's like if their barbed wire wasn't there, they would have just fallen under the truck and been dead already. Instead, they're hanging there.
And just like, am I going this time? Nope. Am I going this time? Nope.
And I was very, like, in that end scene, I watched it last night. I was paying attention, but fuck, I remember his name last night. The guy, the leader of the gas station crew, he's driving his own car on the side. He's like the pace car on the side. But where did he come from all of a sudden? All of a sudden he's on the side in another car. I'm like, wait.
He declares like,
bullet.
We won.
He's like, we won. And then he gets shot, and then the rig gets knocked over. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, wow, that was horrible.
Way to call it early.
Just like,
he called it a little early.
And
let me tell you something. Mel Gibson, man, he can take a rollover, man, because he did it twice and survived and crawled out both times.
I bet he did it in the first movie, too.
He did. Indeed he did, yeah. The first one, I haven't seen the original Mad Max in a long time, but I've seen it a couple times, and he does roll over at least once. Yeah.
That guy that in the pace car, that leader, he was in a lot of parts. He did bit parts in like
he's one of those guys. He was like in a lot of 70s, a lot of 70s and 80s.
I think he's still
movies.
alive too. Actually,
I think he's right.
I think he's my dad's age. I think he's like
but he had that, and he had that like weird haircut. Like
he had a early 80s haircut. Yeah, everybody looked like they were like going to the like Mark Hamill barber shop and stuff like that for sure. Except for the guys that had the red mohawks. But besides that.
And the dude with the blonde, like the big blonde, like he was in Nelson.
He was ahead of his time then. I don't know if it's
more of Lord Humongous. One of my favorite lines by him was, "You disobey me, you puppy,
you puppy." What do you think happened to him? Was he all nuked up? Did he survive?
I don't remember what happened to him.
But I'm saying, what happened to him that made him
why he was like all...
He looked like
all beefcake.
He looked like Jason Voorhees, really. He had the hockey mask on. He had bald with the like a jagged hair. He was the metal version.
He had the Quiet Riot version.
Mental health, yeah.
When they introduced him, too, that guy was like, "Greetings from the Humongous, the Lord Humongous, the warrior of the wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and roller."
That guy's name was Toady.
And
then he got his fingers cut off because he was. I got it.
They're like, oh.
I was on as I was watching it last night. I was on some. I probably was on like the Wikipedia page for The Road Warrior, and then it brought me to like top action movies of all time, and whoever ranked this as the second best action movie of all time behind Die Hard. And I like this movie a lot. It's not the second best action movie of all time.
You think Die Hard deserves to be number one?
I'd probably put Raiders number one. Raiders, then Die Hard, maybe. But I like this movie.
What year was Raiders?
81. So it would have been out already.
We need to
Patreon.
Be one of our
Patreon Raiders
filler week or Patreon week. Yeah.
When 1983 goes south, we're like, let's just go back to 81.
Back in 1981. Did I ever tell you about that time in 1981?
You did, but let's hear it again with flavor. This movie is one of those kinds of weird movies. There's not a lot to discuss because there's not a lot going on. There's
just a few scenes. Yeah. It's like, they finally talk him into doing the deal.
Well, only because he
making the deal to do the
crashes his car and survives that bloody assault. That's when the dog gets killed, and he somehow makes it all the way back there, dragging, and he makes it back.
Yeah, it's just
there's not. He finds the gas station.
Yeah, get the little bit of a side plot with the gyrocopter and the girl because she's going to run away with him.
Well, he's the leader then, the gyrocopter guy later.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised they didn't even give like Max any kind of love interest, like the girl, the warrior girl. Is that
I thought that
warrior.
Like I'm surprised she didn't like go with him in the rig.
Or there would be at least 1 second where they were like not racing or doing anything and be like,
hey baby,
good luck out there. Like,
if it was another time, another world, we get together.
And he went like this, he kissed her and he just was like, I'm here for the gasoline.
Although his wife did die in the previous movie, so maybe he's still all churned up about that.
And I guess maybe he just you know.
Did either of you guys see Mad Max Fury Road?
I did not.
I saw it.
That is Beyond Thunderdome's good. It's not better than Road Warrior, but Fury Road is great.
I would rank it my favorite Mad Max.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be better than Road Warrior, and I like Road.
Yeah,
Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy is Max in that one.
Is she Warrior Girl in this one?
No, she's Furioso. She's Furiosa.
Is it the same Wasteland, or is it like is it like a continuation? Is it like?
I mean, George Miller directed it and wrote it, so it's
not George R.R. Miller, right?
It's a continuation of his story, but
I know it's not George R.R. Miller. All 10 of you out there, assholes.
Yeah, I really like Fury.
Yeah, Fury Road is a great movie, and it's probably because it's more
anything
updated.
Charlize Theron's in.
I never saw it. I have to watch that.
No, it's a fun. And that is the plot to that is more pointless. It's just like drive that way, then drive this way, and that's all it is. That's all it is.
And does it like start off like action right away too? Like
he gets caught like immediately. Like Mad Max gets caught in like the first 2 minutes, and then they have to go drive somewhere to take something somewhere, and I don't even. It's been a while since I've seen it, but they just drive out into the wasteland and then they drive back and take over. Oh, spoiler! They win at the end.
They have this truck with these guys on it that are like bouncing on drums.
They have the guitar player with the flame shooting out of it. Oh, don't they need Max for like his blood? Don't they hook him up? Aren't
that's
they?
Right.
Don't they hook? They're like he's like on the front of a car. Like kind of like how they had those prisoners in this one where they were just on the front of the car. It was like that, but they had like an IV in him, and they were just like sucking his blood like right directly into them or something like that. And
they were like sickly.
Nicholas Holt's in that too. Nicholas Holt, is that the name?
Yeah, Nicholas Holt,
the guy who played Beast in the Mad X-Men First Class and stuff like that. He's in that too, and they like spray silver paint in their mouth to get them high and stuff like that. It's good. It's a good movie.
I'll have to check that one out. Yeah.
But Road Warrior for its time is a very good movie. George Miller, besides the Mad Max movies, the only other thing I think I remember him doing was he's the director in the Twilight Zone movie of the John Lithgow. The plane, the something William blah 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 20,000 feet thing. That one,
William Shatner remake.
He's the director of that part of the Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's done other things, but not that.
I looked. I think I saw like he did like some children movies and stuff like that.
That sounds about right. Here's some horror, and I'll do children movies. But there's not the movie is so kind of simplistic and not plot driven in any way. I mean, the plot is
very
get here from there
dialogue.
It's
so
just,
what do you
here's a couple
what do you discuss?
Here's a couple of really cool chase scenes, and I can tell you, like, did you see when that one car went over the hill and it came right down on all four tires? That was really cool. I thought that was awesome.
I thought some of the
I did read that one scene. One of the stuntmen is on like the hood of a car or something, and when it crashes and the way he falls, he breaks his legs for real.
Oh no.
And they kept it in the shot. It was so realistic that they kept it in
because his legs were broken.
It was real because it was realistic. I mean, realistic because it was real, but
you know what George Miller, besides his Mad Max and Twilight Zone movies,
was that right? Was a kid movie?
Yeah, Happy Feet 1 and 2.
Yeah, I knew it.
and
Happy Feet,
Babe and Babe Pig in the City.
That's the one I was thinking of. That's the ones I was thinking of. Yes,
but that's awesome, man. Too, yeah. I had no idea he did that kind of stuff.
I knew I saw something. I could not think of what it was, but I knew it was kids movies.
That makes his career all the more better that he did like Babe Pig in the City. Like, you gonna do another Mad Max movie? He's like, nah, I'm gonna do a Talking Pig movie, the sequel.
And Happy Feet was huge.
Yeah,
and he did the sequel too. So you know that had to be good money.
Get paid, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be good money. For
you do the first one for free, and you cash in on the second one.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't talked about this movie a lot, but
no, we don't have much time on it.
How much time would you say we've talked about it so far, Brian?
35 minutes.
I mean, that's not bad. This could be a 45-minute.
It really could be. There's not. I don't want to just drag it out to an hour.
But let's talk about our scores. We'll do our
we can do the scores and stuff. But
do our scores, and then we could talk about maybe next week's movie, because we were talking about possibly doing Blade Runner, but that looks like it's going to be a future.
Well,
a future release.
These are put out. We were doing these way in advance. We can still do Blade Runner and.
Yeah, but still, it sounds cool when we talk about it now. I'm trying to throw in time here. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt if I say it.
Your scores there, boy.
No, go ahead. Kick it off. What do you got?
The score? Oh, are we guessing on Rotten Tomatoes, or what are we doing?
No, we're going to do our scores first, and then I'll give Rotten Tomatoes.
I really like this movie. It's very, man, it was quick. I barely sat down, and it was
just like our review is quick. It's a quick movie.
I would give this it's not great. It's not a great movie. It's for the budget. I mean, the budget must have been like $25, but
yeah, I didn't look at.
I'm going to give this like an 83, and that's not a bad 83. Like I like
83 is still a good score.
83 is really high.
Yeah, but I feel like it's the best action movie of all time. It's a 97, but it's like an 83. Like I'd watch this again. Definitely. I think like at some point I want to do like a Mad Max, watch all 4 of them in a row kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun
I would do that.
Fun little thing, yeah.
It made me really kind of like yearn for a desolate
You have to go to the bathroom?
world, post-apocalyptic. I'm like, I mean, I would not survive. I would not survive.
I just want to look outside and see. You just want to see like
it would really kind of
sandy road.
Like I'm kind of like looking forward to the way I die in that post-apocalyptic kind of like fuck everybody else. They're all dead. I'm just going to drive until I run out of gas and starve to death, or someone shoots me and steals my car.
But you can do all this. You just go to the Australian outback. And it is like that.
Yeah, but why would I do that now when I have like, internet and beer and
he's
stuff
looking
like
for
that?
the last Twinkie factory.
I don't care about my death. I just want my death to be one of the last deaths on this planet. That's it. As long as I know like 97%
basically you want to
watch
the rest of the earth perish.
That is it. That is it. I don't care that I'm dying. I just don't want to be like, oh, you're still going to do stuff? There might be another Star Wars movie after I die. Like I don't want that to happen.
Wait, there's unreleased footage?
I need to know that everything's stopping once I die.
I think Putin's going to do that.
They think he's going to need surgery, right?
Yeah.
He's got the big C. Speaking of the big C, Brian, 83. What do you got?
I like it enough to give. I'm going to give it a 75. I would
75.
definitely rewatch it, and I do enjoy this movie.
That's it.
Oh, that's all I have.
Filler.
I'm sorry.
We've been on a roll with movies recently. Like we've watched E.T., Wrath of Khan, Blade Runner. We've seen some good movies in 1982 right now.
Yeah,
like a lot. I mean, we started off weak. Conan the Barbarian. Conan the Barbarian. Dead Man Don't Wear Plaid. Weak Steve Martin entry into the field, but now we're on a roll.
Conan the Blawbarian. I just had to say that again.
Blawbarian.
I'm going to go and give my score of 80%. I also enjoyed this movie. I wouldn't mind rewatching it, watching all 4 because I haven't seen Fury Road. So that would definitely be one. And I haven't seen the others in a long time. So my one question is like, what the hell do you do for fun in that world? Like, what do you, I mean all you're getting is fuel to go where I'm driving somewhere where
any post-apocalyptic, I mean, it's the same thing with like Walking Dead,
right?
Or any kind of zombie movie.
There's no downtime, right?
Like, why are you fighting to stay alive? What's the point? What really? Why are you fighting so hard to stay alive? I'd rather just be dead.
Like, I'll do what I can, but then if you come at me, I'm like, all right, hey, you got me.
I mean, if I have enough,
win.
If I have a big stash of food,
I'll stay where I'm at,
water, and I guess there's no power, so I'm not. I probably don't have an internet, but I'll read. I can read. I'm good. But once you start bothering me, once you say we're going to make
steps on his glasses, and he's like, oh, there's so much time.
And there's no other glasses available in the whole world. But once it becomes an issue, once like people start bothering me, I'll be like, you know what? Just fucking take it.
Yeah.
Make my death fast and painless, please.
Like,
because why do you have to fight to live? Oh God, it's so tiring. Oh. And their butt cracks must all be so itchy.
And then being like, you're never safe. Like, all right, this is where we're putting our head down tonight. Like, we're not going to be here tomorrow because somebody's invading.
I'm sleeping for 30 seconds right now. Yeah. Living in the post-apocalyptic world is not worth it.
That's probably what cavemen went through, though.
They didn't know any better.
Yeah, they didn't have
the internet already. They didn't have books even. They didn't have convenience stores. They didn't have a 7-Eleven to go to and just be like, hey.
They didn't know what they were missing.
They didn't know what they were missing. I would know what I'm missing.
Either they were beating their wife up or having sex with her, and it's like
probably all at the same time.
And just think how dirty it was.
Yeah.
Poop caked everywhere.
On that note,
wait, what's the Rotten Tomatoes score?
The Rotten
stuff like
Tomatoes
that.
Score,
The
yes.
Rotten Tomatoes score.
Rotten Tomatoes. Do you want the critics or the audience first?
Yes. Oh, critics.
Critics was 94%.
Wow, that seems a little high.
And the audience score was 86%.
Okay, that
so right around with us basically because we got 75, 80, and 83.
Yeah. That audience that critic score seems like a revisionist score. I bet this did not get well received back in 1982. It was probably like there's no plot, nothing's happening. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm curious at like what a Roger Ebert had to say about it.
Yeah.
In the
it was
82.
Dumb. It was mindless.
He's like, after you got through all the car chases, what was left? Nothing.
Because the last 20 minutes is one big car chase. That's all it is. For nothing.
And then you got this couple cars that are just hanging to the back like, I hope we live through this. I hope we live through this.
Next week we're going to do Blade
Next week we'll be
Runner.
on location, no?
No one knows that. They don't know what we're doing.
Oh, I thought it'd be fun to like give it a little teaser. Right?
We can record Blade Runner next week.
Yeah, true.
And just, I mean, we're 6 weeks ahead of
I don't
the
know.
release schedule.
Are we that far ahead?
Well,
Yeah, 5 or
tomorrow. Tomorrow
4 or
is
5.
Conan, Domer Plaid.
I guess you're right. Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, Wrath of Khan.
God.
So we're 5 weeks.
What did we do just last week?
We didn't do anything last week.
There was something after Wrath of Khan. I think I just said it.
Yeah,
too.
we did something at the Wrath of Khan. It was just us.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just us for the Wrath of
E.T.
Khan.
E.T.
E.T. That's right.
So we're 6 weeks in.
Wrath of Khan had Tony and Brian.
So we're 6 weeks into the new format. So this is not even coming out till end of June-ish. I think Blade Runner is like booked for like the 4th of July weekend.
And I was thinking of something I guess we're not doing till the fall.
Nothing says 4th of July weekend like another post-apocalyptic 2019 disgusting LA Blade Runner. 2019
LA. I remember it like it was 3 years ago. This has been the Exciting and New podcast. We can be found at This is Exciting and New on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. What's your other thing? Facebook.
Oh, Facebook, yeah.
He's Jason. I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
There we go.